Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates has publicly denied claims in newly released DOJ documents alleging that he contracted a sexually transmitted disease from women linked to Jeffrey Epstein. The Microsoft co-founder spoke to Australia-based 9 News, emphasizing the allegations were false and stemmed from an email Epstein wrote to himself in 2013. Gates said the email was never sent and insisted that any suggestion of wrongdoing was completely untrue. He confirmed that he met Epstein several times between 2011 and 2013, but only attended dinners to discuss philanthropic initiatives. Gates stressed he never visited Epstein's private island and never engaged with any women through Epstein's network. In the interview, Gates expressed regret over his association with Epstein and apologized for any perceived connection, calling it a mistake. The allegations about Bill Gates were included in more than 3 million documents released by the DOJ. One email allegedly claimed Gates contracted a sexually transmitted disease and tried to discreetly give medication to his then-wife, Melinda French Gates. Earlier, Melinda French Gates, his ex-wife, said the documents dredged up painful moments from their marriage and stressed unanswered questions remain. She described feeling unbelievable sadness over the resurfacing of claims associated with Epstein's network. 2 emails from August 18, 2013 appear to have been drafted by Epstein, but it is unclear if they were ever sent to Gates. Both were sent from Epstein's email account and back to the same account, while no email account associated with Gates is visible. And both emails are unsigned.
Can you assure the American public that President Trump, like every other prominent person whose name came up in relation to the Epstein files, that all documents, photos, and anything relevant to him connected to the case are being released?
I mean, yes, I can assure that we complied with the statute, we complied with the act, and there is no We did not protect President Trump. We didn't protect or not protect anybody. I mean, I think that there's a hunger or a thirst for information that I do not think will be satisfied by the review of these documents. And there's nothing I can do about that. But President Trump, of all the people in Washington, D.C. and around this country that have said for years the same consistent message about Jeffrey Epstein is President Trump. And so there's not been a change of course or anything, and certainly his direction to the American people and his direction to the Department of Justice was to be as transparent, release the files, be as transparent as we can, and that's exactly what we did. Today we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. In total, that means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the Act. Just a quick note about the videos and images. The 2,000 videos and 180,000 images are not all videos and images taken by Mr. Epstein or someone around him. They include large quantities of commercial pornography and images that were seized from Epstein's devices, but which he did not take or that someone around him did not take. Some of the videos, though, and some of the images do appear to be taken by Mr. Epstein or by others around him. Now, I want to talk for a few minutes about the department's document identification and review protocols. It consisted of multiple layers of review and quality control designed to ensure compliance under the Act and protect victims. On top of the review protocols that the department had in place, the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York employed an additional review protocol to ensure compliance with a court order requiring United States Attorney Jay Clayton to certify that with respect to certain materials, a large quantity of the materials, a rigorous process was undertaken to protect victims against any clearly unwarranted invasion of their personal privacy. The department's collection effort resulted in more than 6 million pages being identified as potentially responsive, including department and FBI emails, interview summaries, images, videos, and various other materials collected and generated during the various investigations and prosecutions that the Act covered. We erred on the side of over-collection of materials from various sources to best ensure maximum transparency and compliance, which necessarily means that the number of responsive pages is significantly smaller than the total number of pages initially collected. That's why I mentioned a moment ago we're releasing more than 3 million pages today and not the 6 million pages that we collected. I want to address what we didn't produce. The categories of documents withheld include those permitted under the Act to be withheld: files that contain personally identifiable information of victims or victims' personal and medical files, and similar files, the disclosure of which would constitute a clearly unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. Any depiction of CSAM or child pornography was obviously excluded. Anything that would jeopardize an active federal investigation. And finally, anything that depicts or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury, also not produced. Although the Act allows for withholding for items necessary to keep secret in the interest of national security or foreign policy, no files are being withheld or redacted on that basis. Further, as we previously stated in our December 19th letter of last year, the department withheld or redacted files covered by various privileges, as we always do, including deliberative process privilege, work product privilege, and attorney-client privilege.